This is the practical number 2 that we have to perform. It is designing a login form using div tags. So let's create a login form with some web controls, server controls, and we'll just use style sheets to give styles to all the controls. So just create a new project. Let's give the name of this project as practical number 2. Let's create an empty web application. Let's click OK. Now we'll see this is Visual Studio 2013. So we'll use this environment for designing a login form. So you'll see here Solution Explorer, some of the files have been added. So let's add a new web page by clicking add, new item. You can select web form. Just give the name for this web form, say login form. So now you see this has been added. So now we have to take div tags. So I'll take some div tags. This first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Let's take 6 div tags. One is for the header. So I'm giving the ID as div header. Second one will be for, let's say, div footer. Div of the left panel. Then ID for, let's say, div will be for the center one. Let's take this ID for div sub footer. Then I'll take the last one. Left. Then we have to take right one also. So I'll take one div for the right one also. Let's take ID equals to div right. The last one is for the footer. So ID equals to div footer. Now start using this form tag at the center. Just use this form tag just in the center. I'll use this div tag. So this will be center one. Now we'll take on the center one header also under one div tag. Let's take h3. Welcome to, let's say, MIT. So in the center one. Or let's take here, instead of this, I'll take a label control. Header, let's say. This will be my center one. Now the form, let's take the different controls. For example, I'll take ID for username. This is for password. This is for checkbox, and this is for, let's say, button. So taking password. This div is for, say, remember. Then this one is for button. Okay, so let's take different controls here. I'll take text box. So this is for the username. This is for the password. Here I want a checkbox, so I'll take a checkbox. And for here I'll just take a submit button. After every tag I'll just take a break. So after every div I'll just take one break. I'll just take txt username, assign the ID, and CSS class will be, let's take some CSS class, form control, and let's take placeholder equals to username. So we'll take the same for password also. So it's, yeah, this one will be password, and password should be hidden. So here should, let's take this as text mode equals to password. So this is done. Here just change the ID of password. Let's change this ID, check, remember, and below this checkbox just take one label displaying remember. And so let's take this as a login button. I'm changing its caption, and button login. I'm assigning the CSS also for button. We can use CSS equals to button. So this is the header, as the left panel is the center panel. Okay. Now let's use some center alignment for form and all. And footer will just use one label. Display the message, let's say copyright IT MCA 2016, or we just give it to the footer part. This is all done. Save this. Now this part is over. Now we can use CSS for assigning the styles for all. So just create, right click, add new item, use the style sheet, just give the name, let's say my css.cs. so I don't want this body, just that, but hash, use div header. So I want back color to be, let's say, list blue. Then let's give font as Vedana. Let's give its height 200 px. Let's give padding top to 2 am. This is for the header. Similarly go for left. So for left again this will be same. Height you can give as, let's say, 230 px. Padding top will be okay. The main important is the width. You can give here, let's say, 40%. Then you have to use one important attribute called as float. It should be left aligned. Similarly, go for right. So all will be same. Skip the same 40%. Then we'll have to use a center one. Just change the width to 20%. I will change the color of this background. Let's say dodged blue, dodger blue. No need of this float now. We can use border radius, something new. Border radius to just provide the proper curves. So this for center. Then similarly go for footer. Let's keep this as it is. Width will give, let's say, 100%. Height will give 100%. No need of float. Font family, okay. Background color will get change. We'll change it to, let's say, black. Family, let it be this one. Padding, it's okay. Let's give this as height 30 px, and font size will give it small. Font size small. Similarly, I'll go for div sub footer. For div sub footer, we'll use the same color. Just height will give, let's say, 420. No need of giving width and all. Float is not required. Then we have one more important hash, remember. Hash remember, we'll use font family, font size and color. Font family, let's give this as font, or instead of that, font size. We'll just give small, and color will give as, let's say, white. This is for the remember. Now we have use CSS class. The CSS class we can give, for example, for the button, I'll give the background color, let's say green. Use the padding 10 px, 26 px, let's say. Then no need of border. Color will give as, let's say, white. Then border radius we can provide it. Border radius, let's give this as 20 px. Text align, let's give the center. Font size, let's give this as 12 px. Font family, let's give this as Verdana. Even we can provide some special effects for that button. Dot button, hovering effect we can add. So whenever we'll just move the cursor on that particular button, so its background color should change to, let's say, white. Color will be black. Font color will change to black. So this is all we did for providing the styles. Let's save this. Let's see how our form looks like. So just execute your login form.aspx. Just right click and view in browser. So you'll see the output on browser. Yeah, but one more thing, we haven't attached the style sheet here. So you need to attach that style sheet first. Just drag the style sheet here. Now execute in browser. So okay, so there will be some styles we haven't given it properly, so let's give this style properly. For left we are given 40%, for right 20%. Okay, footer is coming properly. Header is okay. The center part is not coming properly, I guess. Center part. With 20%. So center part, let's give this as 2.6 float. Yes, the float is remain, I guess, in center. Just click refresh, you'll see this login form. So you'll see hovering effect also. So this is how you have to design this login form. This too much, if you'll see that if it is too much border radius, you can reduce it by changing it to, let's say, 40% px. Will look like this. So this is how you have to design this login form first. Thank you.